Only Masters of the Universe with a Faceless One cover. This is issue 5 of Volume 3. King Hiss has Skeletor right where he wants him. This is the setup, the final showdown. We have the Snake Man bringing Evil-Lyn in. We got the Faceless One. We got Skeletor. And they have their weapons to, heal from Despondos, and then Serpos can be unlocked. What do you have to worry about? Zalasia cannot be destroyed a second time. The Faceless One goes back to the past, hundreds of years, thousands of years, and this is when a baby is kidnapped by the Snake Men. This is the original council of elders before, I guess, or maybe it's a different council, because it's hard to say when this happened, before or after King Grayskull. Probably, let me see. That might be Hero back here. Right here, that might be Hero. So that might be after King Grayskull, because Hero is supposed to be the son of King Grayskull, and we don't learn the Faceless One's real name, but this is what he looked like before his transformation. So very similar to Evil-Lyn. He rips up his honorary badge, I guess, to show that he's no longer on the council. It's supposed to be that they're not supposed to have children, I guess. This is like the Jedi in the Phantom Menace and the Attack of the Clones and all that. Like, you broke the sacred oath of the Council of Wisdom. But the Council of Elders is long gone. There's just so much going on here. This is like King Tut. So many different questions he asks. This is a Gar who cared more about conformity. I don't think Skeletor would like this particular woman. She might be related to his mother, but it's hard to say. She just was more about following the rules, compliance. It's very, oh yeah, they want the baby dead, and he's not having that. So the Faceless One's baby is kidnapped. His daughter is kidnapped. His council of wisdom will not help. His fellow members will not help. He goes to King Hiss, and this is King Hiss at a different time during the reign of the Snake Men, probably sometime after Hordak had left. And so he goes to him for help. But you have the power to control Serpos. So if you give me Serpos, I will give you back your daughter. This is all set up, right? I mean, you can't have Snake Mountain without Snake Men. And so King Hiss, the others, they force him to give him the power. So as you can see, he awakens the ancient god Serpos. 3 giant snakes who are like the size of mountains that can control anything, that can take over. But something goes wrong, of course, because they're not fully in control. But actually, I think he had finally given them control, I think, somewhere in here. So, I'm not sure. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, see, here they lose control. And they start eating the Snake Men. At this point, like, well, he said, I believe not, Lord of Zalasia. Your skills have proven of use, but your superior attitude offends me greatly. I believe I'll hold on to your daughter for a while longer yet, at least until you have learned better. So he's trying to be the mobster here. He's trying to like hold her against her will, against what he wants. So it's like, you did this, and there's a familiar face here, but obviously it's not a Snake Man. This is important. So your god is awake, Snake Man, but he does not seem very happy. He does not seem very happy with you. That won't help you. It's like threats will not help. So the amulet roused Cyprus from his long slumber as I promised, but it does not control him. And without my help, it never will. Fix this. Give me my daughter Hiss, and only then will I give you the power to control Serpos. And so he does. He gets his daughter back, which is fine. So now give me the power to, or she dies in your arms. So this is all about power. King Hiss wants more power, and he'll use a baby to do this. He'll put a baby's life in jeopardy. And he thought this would be the end of it, but he could not have been more wrong. Zalasia was not always a giant ram head in the middle of barren land, in the middle of like a desert. It used to be a big, thriving city with advanced technology, wizards, warlocks, doctors, lawyers, game makers, theme parks, uh, you know, anything you could think of, stores. You know, just be a place that people would thrive in. It was a thriving city, and Evil Lynn was part of that. She was part of all this. This was her life. But he knew that as long as King Hiss was around, his daughter would never be safe. So he decided to go and finish him off. But of course, he had an unforeseen ally, and you can tell who this is. Uh, so there's a little bit of a mystery here that had to be solved, but it's not all solved here. But there's some theories that you can get out of this. The days that followed were dark ones. I lived with the knowledge that I was to blame for every soul that Serpos devoured as you conquered kingdom after kingdom. Then one terrible day you brought your beast goddess Alasia in my home. Uh, then something unexpected happened. The fires are closer. He's losing everything. It's like the city of Rome burning. And there is Keldor. This is Keldor. Keldor is wearing his head. You don't notice it's him, but we all know it's him because Keldor had traveled back in time to find a way to get Hordak back out of Despondos. This is before, when Evil Lynn was trying to do it, it was to defy Skeletor. Skeletor did it to defy his brother Randor, King Miro, and the rest of Eternia, the humans. So let me see what he says here. Why would a servant of the Snake Men help me? His is not my concern. I answer to a higher authority. So Hordak is Skeletor's master. He's the student, and Hordak is the teacher, just like in all the incarnations of He-Man. This is a turning point for Evil Lynn, as she never really remembered her past. My belief is that Skeletor wiped his memory, or Keldor wiped her memory away when she felt conflicted between living in the past and the time of Keldor and the evil warriors, that it's possible, though it's not written, that Keldor wiped her memory so that when she went somewhere else, and in the cartoon you see her for the first time in that flashback with a different outfit, different headdress, that they appear to have met for the first time, but it was the first time Evil Lynn met Keldor, but not the first time Keldor met Evil Lynn. This is the deal. Basically says, I will take her away to a place that even his cannot reach. She'll be safe, and you can face Serpos with a clear mind. But also he needs the staff. He needs the key to Despondos. So he needs a way to get to Hordak. But at some point he changes his mind. He doesn't decide to help Hordak. He realizes that Hordak would end him if he released him from Despondos, from the dark dimension. And this all connects to Demo Man and becoming Skeletor and all that. Because of the careless acts of both the Faceless One and King Hiss, Zalasia has been destroyed and is now in ruins. There is the beautiful Gar Lady, one of the members of the Council of Wisdom. For what you have done to Zalasia, death would not be too great a punishment. But for what you have done to countless lands, death is not punishment enough. So they've turned him into a phantom, devoid of the humanity that cursed you. So he is turned to a phantom. You will haunt these desolate ruins forever. A formless, powerless shadow, a shadow of the man you once were. As you can see, there is nothing left for me. If you want the power to control Serpos, you will do what I ask. Ages ago, I damned the world to save my daughter once, and I will do so for her again. This is as close to Evil Lynn's origin as you can get. And my belief is that once Evil Lynn was able to remember her real past, before she was a thief and a crook and a killer, that she wanted nothing more to do with Keldor ever again. And that the attack on the Council of Elders, which transformed Keldor into Skeletor, was going to be her last dealings, because she would never want to see his ugly face ever again. She never wanted to see his face ever again. But when he got injured, she took pity upon him and she stayed for Keldor. She stayed for Skeletor. So things had changed. And that's all I can give you on that. We'll start wrapping it up by the end of the week. And I think by Friday we'll finish off the Val Staples run.